Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Pro Skalp. My name is Paul. As you know, Mr. SMP, as my friends call me, the man behind the dot. Today's video is about the dreaded thing, coronavirus, and what's the effects it's had on my business, and I'm sure it's had on your businesses out there. So basically at the moment, as you know, all businesses in the UK, apart from critical workers, have just basically been told to stay at home. Shut your doors. That's been the message from the government. Do not go to work, do not be in crowded areas, do not be in groups of more than 2. So with that in mind, obviously I've had to tell all my staff to go home and work from home. So what's that done to my businesses? So let's look at, say, for example, Pro Skalp. So basically the clinics cannot be open under no circumstances whatsoever. The problem you've got is that obviously working in very high sterile areas that have to be super clean and ridiculously hygienic for our clients. There is that obviously transfer of bodily fluids between obviously the client and obviously the treatment equipment that we use. So everything has to be sterile. So there is that chance, obviously, in our industry and in any industry that's remotely related to aesthetics or surgery or anything along that lines, beauty is just an absolute no-go. So no one's working in the clinics. I'm not performing any SMP. I'm not doing any treatments whatsoever. I've got nothing booked in. Everything that was booked in has been cancelled out the diary for the foreseeable future. And basically that's me done. So yeah, you can hear this place, it's very echoey and there's very, very little, unfortunately, that can be going on. Now, where I'm sat at the moment is in another one of my businesses, which is actually an estate agents. And obviously this is a different, obviously, ball game to the clinics. So even the estate agency industry, we're affected greatly by that as well. The whole coronavirus thing kicks into the fact that we cannot have physical meetings, we can't have viewings, inspections, we can't do move-ins, we can't do anything at all that relates to meeting people at a property, or even them coming into the offices, even to the fact that I can't have our contractors coming in to pick up keys, because there could be that threat of passing any viruses and germs. And yet again, I've had to send all the girls home. So again, this business is exactly the same. There is no one working here, it's empty offices, and unfortunately, yet again, it's another part of my life that's affected greatly. But we are covering off every eventuality and every guideline that's been put in place, we are adhering to. I have a holiday let business. Basically, the holiday let business manages and runs holiday lets, serviced accommodation for and on behalf of landlords. So I've had an email from Airbnb, Booking.com, TripAdvisor, Home and Away, blah blah blah, all telling me that all bookings for the next 3 months, the next quarter, are cancelled and refunded back. So yet again, unfortunately, all the staff have gone home. There's no one working on holiday lets. On top of that, all the income that was due to come in and the stays and the guests that were due over the next few months have all been cancelled, and all the money has been returned to the landlords. So again, loss of income, staff off, etc, etc. It's just not a good place at all. Business in Manchester, the same. You know, I've got a business over there with a business partner. We're working on that business. That's ground to a halt. I've got a development of flats that we've got planning permission going through in London. That's ground to a halt. There's nothing we can do with that. So from a business perspective, you feel like you've just hit a brick wall. There's not really much else you can do. Obviously, I've got a lot of commitments still. I've got a lot of fixed costs going out, but that's where obviously you've got to sit down, have a think about what you need to do to change things, speak to your bank, speak to your local council. Your local business hub will no doubt have advisors that you can speak to and get career advice or business advice from. I'm sure if you've got your own accountant, like I have, I've phoned our accountants up and asked them advice on what to do, and being such a great company to work with, they obviously sent me out a very big detailed email which highlighted what to do, who to see, who to speak to, and the different levels of support that were available from either your own personal banking system or the government or HMRC or the British Bank. It's testing times for us all, guys. Business makes the world go round, and obviously while people are sat at home, although, you know, fair play to all my girls, everyone's working, they've all got computers, printers, they've all got what they need, and they're all working from a secure environment where they're going to be safe, their families are going to be safe, and that's what is of paramount interest to me, is the safety of the people I work with. What will happen next? Guys, I don't know. We're just going to take it day by day. That's all we can do, week by week, and just keep doing what we do well, which is communicate, speak to people, and just be the best at what we can be. And all I can offer you as advice is, I know this is a tough time for everyone's business, be it small SMEs like myself or big corporations. Everyone's going to feel a pinch. But what we've got to do is be positive. We've got to be upbeat, and we've got to believe that in 8 weeks or 12 weeks time, this will all come to an end and life can continue. But I believe for every door that closes, a new door opens, and there's going to be brilliant opportunities moving forward. I think we'll bounce back as a nation far better than we ever have before, and I think this will really give us more clarity on how to move forward in the future with our businesses if we ever do come across a crisis like this again. For me, Paul at Pro Skalp, yeah, I can't give you content at the moment for actually treating people, but what I can do is report back to you guys with content on other parts of what I do. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to be doing videos on different things to do with what we use within the industry, the types of marketing I use, the types of equipment, this clinic, the types of pigmentation and how we keep everything sterile. So I'm going to run you through a course of different parts of the scalp micropigmentation industry, and it'll give you a bit more detailed, in-depth view of things that are actually attached to it, rather than me just being showing you treatments before and afters, which a lot of my colleagues on YouTube do actually do, which is great, and you guys are going to get that off me. But I think to show you exactly some of the hardcore products and machinery and treatment methods that are needed for the industry is going to give you a better in-depth idea of what we actually do and what we actually go for. And then you never know, guys, you know, you guys could be sitting there thinking, well, you know, is it time that I looked at doing this? Is it time that I got into the industry? Do I need to speak to Paul? Do I need to message him and ask him some questions on what I need to do to get involved in the SMP world? Who knows, guys? It's a big world out there. It's uncertain times, it may be, but I'm excited to see what happens in 12 weeks time. I always take the positive out the negative. I know we're going to be all right. You know we're going to be all right, and I'm looking forward to giving you guys plenty of content. Nice speaking to you again, guys. Look forward to speaking to you soon. Hit that bell button. Please like, share and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Thanks, guys. Bye.